I am Kerry. I have come over from the UK to do some training with Paola. At home in my work I wear many hats, so I am a director of a residential childcare organisation where myself and my colleague Erica oversee a number of children's homes. In those homes we work with adolescents and we work with the most at risk and troubled adolescents in the UK. Yeah, so we're using it on lots of different levels. So primarily I use it in my work with clients, I say, whether that's the children that we're looking after in the homes or children that I'm seeing outside of that. I use it with families that I'm supporting to rebuild their relationship with their children and to stand up to harmful behaviours. I use ReAttach with colleagues who sometimes come because they have a personal goal. I really want to grow. I'm looking, to become a senior or a manager, but I don't really have the confidence, or these are the aspects of the job that I'm finding really hard. Sometimes it's because they're in a very distressed state because of personal circumstances outside of work, or, as I was saying before, some of the things that have been activated within them when working with the children, and the children being quite challenging and violent towards them. That can create some very difficult experiences. I think the advantage of ReAttach, first of all, it's the accessibility. So children who are deeply traumatised, who have such deep-rooted beliefs about their sense of being bad, being worthless, some of them don't even have a desire to have a better quality of life because they don't think they deserve it. So the idea of coming into some sort of talking therapy to improve their life is so alien to them. And to be able to offer something where I can say, do you know what, with ReAttach, you don't even have to talk. You can if you want, but you don't have to. With ReAttach, we can just meet for maybe even half an hour, and that's enough. With ReAttach, just maybe some of those strong emotions that are so horrible for you could maybe be a bit less. And that is unthreatening enough to get lots more children into the room with me than perhaps I would have done. Certainly in our organisation, the ReAttach growth has been huge, because what's happened is that people have been offered that, the children are talking about it positively, and they've spoke to other children at school and they've sort of said things like, oh, actually Kerry's all right, you don't even have to talk to her, and you can just go like this and she helps you out and you feel better. And they're going, oh, okay, you're admitting you see her, because they're not too scared to admit that anymore, and they've made it sound okay. So the growth in the young person take-up has been even better than it would have been. And then the same again happens with colleagues, where people say, look, if you want to really understand some of the story and maybe where some of this difficult stuff comes from, you can, but actually if you don't and you just want to be helped to feel better, to have more capacity, to be more effective, this helps too. And then the amount of colleagues that have taken it up, who, we keep saying ReAttach might not be for everyone, there's no model that helps everyone, but so far its experience is that we haven't found the people that it hasn't benefited them in some small to some huge way. I guess, my hope is that people come to know about it, that they come to train in ReAttach. Especially my passion's working with children and young people, and to give them the chance of being well-adapted adults instead of adults who are still suffering because of their childhood trauma, and to be able to get in earlier. How amazing would that be? And that's not to say that we also shouldn't be helping adults, because it's the adults that are looking after the children, and generational trauma and all of their struggles become their child's struggles. But just the thought that we could reach enough people and organisations and therapists that they are able to train in ReAttach and make as big a difference as we've been able to make to the people that we've come into contact with.